Several years ago, I discovered this book, Reality Transurfing, and it completely changed the game for me. Before I found it, I was struggling with manifestation techniques. I was trying visualization. I was trying affirmations, vision boards, you name it, and nothing was working. But when I found this book, I realized that I had idealized these outcomes and created very lofty expectations without a proper roadmap to attain them. So I was constantly being let down by the universe in it. Today, I'm going to teach you how to truly choose your reality as opposed to manifesting it. Most law of attraction teachings put you in a weird sort of spiritual waiting room where one day you'll get the thing that you want. If you're just good enough, if you just ask enough, if you just do the right things, if you just quit the right habits that you need to quit, then you'll be able to attain that which you truly desire. Well, guess what? That day, it never comes. It won't come because you're always striving and never actually arriving. You see, the problem is waiting creates separation and excess desire, tons of potential. And the more that you fantasize about whatever it is that you want, the more that you're just pushing it further and further away from yourself. The more that you clamp down and try to control reality, the more that reality just absolutely does not comply to your whim and will. There's a big trend right now that says, I don't chase, I attract. Oh, okay. So you're just going to sit around and become an Olympian? Are you just going to sit around and become a rock star? Are you just going to sit around and then one day somebody's just going to knock on the door and then take you to the promised land? Sorry to tell you, that's not how it works. The more you sit and visualize and obsess over a certain outcome, the less likely that that is going to happen. The more distance you're actually putting between yourself and whatever it is that you'd like to attain. It's actually much easier to choose than it is to attract. So I'm going to break this down for you the way that Vadim explains it in his book. Stop waiting around, stop trying to attract something, and start learning to choose. Here's the key, guys. We're not starting from zero. We're starting from infinity. So if this is you, then you have a trajectory, a specific lifeline that you're on. Okay, and this is what we perceive to be zero. This is where we're starting from. We're like, okay, I'm going to start here at zero, and then, I'll gradually work my way up, and I'll get into a little bit better of a situation, and then I'll get into a little bit better of a situation, and a little bit better of a situation, and a little bit better of a situation, as if there's some linear step growth that's going to take you to the promised land. Let's say this is who you ultimately want to be, and this person has the things that you ultimately want to have, okay? Now, Vadim says, reality is like a mirror. It reflects our attitude towards it, and it reflects the image that we broadcast into it. So whatever we project into the world, we will see the reflection of. I have a good friend. His name's Lehman. He's awesome. Shout out. And he says, if I want to trim my beard, I don't shave the mirror. Most of us are actively trying to shave the mirror to get the results. We're pushing out here. We're trying to do this. We're going to manipulate that. We're going to fix this in order to get the result that we want, in order to get the things that we want, in order to get the things that we identify this version of ourselves as having. Now, a little bit ago, I said we're not starting from zero. We're starting from infinity. What does that mean? Well, there are infinite lifelines and infinite versions of yourself. All these different versions of yourself already exist. They are already in the space of variations or infinity in existence. So what we need to do is, instead of trying to attract and bring and pull, is we need to identify with a version of ourselves that already has the things that we want. Okay, guys, choosing is a declaration and an action, not a request. We don't sit around and beg, oh, please, dear universe, give me a Rolls Royce and $80 million so that I may lay on a blanket in the near the Baltic Sea for the summer. Come on, man. Is that really what you want? Is that really who this person is? I think the best way that we can begin this process is to begin to understand who our most idealized version of ourselves is. Who is that person that you truly long to be? Who is the person who already has the things that you wish to have in your life? At that point, we can begin to work on the image, and we can choose the characteristics that we're embodying, the attitude that we're having, as we slowly work our way toward that version. And by the way, this isn't linear either. So you see all these timelines, like you need to jump to this timeline and then to this timeline and then jump to this timeline and then to this timeline to get to here. No, that's not how it works either. These things are going to come about in their own fashion and in their own way. Our linear mind wants to see a specific path, but that is not how reality works whatsoever. In order to get to this version of ourselves, all we really have to do is identify as this version of ourselves. So this trajectory won't look like a straight line going up and up and up. In fact, it's probably going to look a little something like this: up and down and up and down and down and up and up and down, okay? So what is this choosing? How do we choose? And how often? So when you choose, you claim the version of reality that already exists. This already exists. Again, we're not starting from zero. We're starting from infinity. So this version of yourself just needs to be defined. And once it's defined, you can begin to act as that person. You can begin to lean into that version of yourself and make the same choices that that version of yourself would make. This is how you claim the version of reality where what you want already exists. You're not negotiating with infinity. You're selecting the timeline. Vadim Zeland says the world is like a catalog. You choose your order from the catalog, and then it's brought to you. So choosing actively shifts your energy from wanting to having and embodying. You're coming from a place, you're coming from this position in reality, and now that is the image that you're broadcasting into the mirror, and reality catches up by showing the evidence of you being that person. We don't change the mirror, we change ourselves. This tells reality, this is who I am now, adjust accordingly. And that is when we start to see the evidence of our work. Now, we don't want to stare into the mirror of reality all the time. We want to focus on ourselves, and every once in a while we can glance into the mirror. We see evidence of what has been done. We celebrate that evidence and then take a new action as that version of ourselves already would. This keeps us in a good momentum and allows for what is called the wave of fortune, which is an upward spiral as we continue to improve and understand ourselves in a deeper context. We start to see the results, we key off the results, and then we continue to act from that mindset of that idealized version of ourselves. I want to be clear here. Choosing isn't something that happens just one time. You don't sit down and say, okay, I choose to be a millionaire. And then boom, you're a millionaire. You have to continuously choose the actions that that version of yourself would take. And there are going to be some difficult times. There are going to be moments where you're going to be nervous. There are going to be some things in life that happen as happens in life. And in those moments, you just need to continue to anchor to that version of yourself. It's okay that certain things have unfolded. It's okay that reality shifted in a certain way. You're still moving toward your goal. What Vadim says is that when we broadcast an image into the mirror, it doesn't immediately reflect back. So think of it like a Polaroid picture. If I take a Polaroid shot here, I'm smiling. Then I stop smiling. Then I take a Polaroid shot. I'm not smiling anymore in that Polaroid, okay? So what we want to do is we want to give reality adequate enough time and not put a ton of pressure on reality to reflect what it is that we're projecting, okay? So I smile, take a Polaroid picture. It takes time to develop. I see that smile. Now, I have to continue smiling, or as Vadim says, you hold your arms up in the mirror and you don't immediately see the reflection of the arms in the mirror. You have to continue to hold your arms up in the mirror. You have to continue to come from the place that this idealized version of yourself is coming from in order to move in that direction, in order for reality to catch up, in order for infinity to collapse the waveform that is this version of you, in order for quantum physics, right, to display what the observer has chosen. So this is probably going to be something that you're going to want to keep at the front of your mind. The truth of it is we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. Accountability is helpful. The right information is helpful. Being around people who have a similar mindset and are working towards similar goals, that is also helpful. And fortunately, I have put together a school group that's absolutely free that you can join with courses on reality transurfing, a community, people practicing this stuff. We do live calls in there. I share insights and do exclusive events inside that school group. And if you'll click the link below this video, you can enter into that school group absolutely free and start going through some of the materials. So I want to encourage you to join our school group, but I want to go a little bit deeper into choice, because in every moment, in every emotion, you have the choice. In every situation, you have the choice to react as you would here or as you would here. So if you can keep that on the top of your mind and identify as this version of yourself, you're going to start naturally reacting as that version of yourself already would. And that will begin to build this reality. Then you check the mirror every once in a while and you focus only on the evidence that supports your hypothesis that you already are this person. Make the person that you look up to a version of yourself. I would challenge you that after this video, you sit down and write at least a page on your ideal self. Who is that person? What are their values? What is their credo? What do they believe? How do they act? What do they like? What are they interested in? What do they have? And who are they at a deep, deep level? Those are the characteristics that you will want to focus on. And the more that you focus on those, and the more that you make choices from those values and principles, the more you'll identify with this character and the quicker you'll shift to this lifeline and this version of yourself. So I hope this makes sense. We're not starting from zero. We're starting from infinity. You can choose whatever you want. It's truly, truly limitless. I'm excited to share this information with you. I hope that this has helped. And I also want to invite you to my free school group, the Transurfing School. Link is in the bio. I'd love to see you in there. I'd love to see you on a live call. And we'll see you in the next video.